Alright nerds, today we're going to talk about something called concern trolling. We've all heard it before. That's inappropriate. They're making us look bad. This person is canceled. Today's video is dedicated to my extreme distaste for concern trolling. For those of you who haven't heard the term, the technical definition is the action or practice of disingenuously expressing concern about an issue in order to undermine or derail genuine discussion. Let's talk about some examples. Concern trolling is something that you'll see people on the left do very often. If you're on Twitter, you'll constantly see blue check marks clawing over each other for the label of the biggest victim and hashtag canceling anyone who gets in their way. Concern trolls on the left constantly use hashtag activism against each other, as well as using it against conservatives and libertarians. Conservatives and libertarians often make fun of this and say things like, well, I guess we'll let them eat their own. Well, I hate to be the messenger, but concern trolling is alive and well in conservative circles too. So how do you spot a concern troll? Concern trolls hate generalizations. Anytime something is brought up generalizing any situation or group to any extent, they descend in mass to remind you that X group does that too. A good example of this is when I posted about women, since I am one, and men and women alike swarm my tweets saying, well, men do this too. Most people can think for 2 seconds and realize that my tweet says most, not all. But concern trolls can't resist. They must display in the comments that they know best, and that I should have mentioned every group can do those things. I shouldn't have to tell you why this is absolutely absurd. It's not generalizations that concern trolls actually hate. They just hate the ones that don't fit their personal biases or ones that they feel personally attacked by. Concern trolls also love to argue language. These are the funniest ones, to be completely honest. They'll say things like, this isn't a topic you should be sarcastic about. It's serious. These people should probably not follow me on Twitter, but they do anyways, of course. They have to ensure that everyone is in line with what they view as good optics. Your optics. The last type of concern trolling, as hinted at by my mention of optics, is the one conservatives are most guilty of, and it's infuriating. These are the type of people who can agree with everything a person says supposedly, but if they feel another conservative is somehow wrong by how they're getting the message out there, they will rage about how it's inappropriate and somehow wrong. Here's an example. I was speaking to a supposedly conservative and prominent female Twitter account about another activist on Twitter famous for the Second Amendment. She was going on and on about how the other popular Twitter account was inappropriate. When I asked her what position she disagreed with the other woman on, she had no answer. I kept pushing and finally she said, it just makes us look bad. When I told her that it seemed like a silly non-argument because the other woman was very aligned to what her views supposedly were, she stooped to calling the other girl a racist. It was hilarious, but also a really sad example of how desperate conservatives get to bowing to the left and making sure they quote-unquote look good to the left. Newsflash, concern trolls. We know you're not actually concerned. If you were, then you would do your own thing, and if you genuinely dislike how another person is doing something, do it better and more effectively. It can't be that hard, can it? There are plenty of people that I have an issue with who supposedly agree with me ideologically. In my younger days, I might have called them out in this video, and I very well could have, but instead I'm doing my own thing. If you can't do that, shut up and step aside. You're just getting in the way of other people. But then again, I think you know that. So I know this was a short video, but it's something that's been bugging me for a long time. Watch out for concern trolls. Don't engage, make fun of them when they concern troll, and be sure to link them this video. Thanks for watching, folks. You can follow me on all of my social media by going to the links in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next video.